evaluate this integral in this curve C with respect to the arc. Yes, so this is called line integral, where C is the upper half of the circle, this, okay, with center at 0 0 and radius 2. Now we need to parameterize this curve. So x square plus y square equals 4. Then a circle is always given by cosine and sine, so we let x be cosine, and we need to get 2 radius 2, so 2 cosine t. Okay, then yt be 2 sine t. If we square x and y and add them, we get 4. For upper half of the circle, in this case t is from 0 to 180, so that's pi. Okay, this is the parameterization for upper half of the circle. Okay, this circle. To evaluate this line integral, next we need to find this x prime t squared plus y prime t squared, which is in this case x prime means derivative of 2 cosine t with respect to t, that's negative 2 sine t squared, plus derivative of 2 sine t is 2 cosine t square. This is negative 2 square 4 sine square t plus 4 cosine square t. We can pull 4 out. Sine square t plus cosine square t, which is 1. So we have a square root of 4, which is 2. Okay. Then this line integral x square y minus 1 with respect to arc ds is same as, we need to write in terms of t 0 to pi. X square is in fact here 2 cosine t squared, so 4 cosine square t times y is 2 sine t minus 1 times ds will be this quantity times dt, so we have 2 dt. Now this is pretty much calculus 1. Let's find it. Let me simplify here. 0 to pi, this is 4 times 2 8 cosine square sine t, cosine square sine t. Okay, and times 2 we can pull all the way outside, by the way. This 2 minus 1, that minus 1 dt. Let me separate into 2 here because we have negative signs. So this is just the first term, 8 times 2 16, 0 to pi cosine square t sine t minus this 2 is for everything, so 2 0 to pi 1 dt, or just dt. Okay, this part is easy. Here we got a product of two things. That means either integration by parts or u sub. In this case we can use the u sub because derivative of cosine is sine, negative sign. So if we let let me do it on side, we don't have to show everything here. If we let u be cosine, then du is negative sine t dt, or sine t dt is just negative du. You can put negative here, and to counter this negative 1, to cancel this, we put another negative 1. This way we have like u squared and this is du. So this becomes u squared, and this is du, and antiderivative of u squared with respect to u is u3 over 3. So this is negative 16. u3 means cosine cube over 3, and we need to evaluate from 0 to pi. Minus 2, antiderivative of 1 is just t, and 0 to pi. Okay, in next step, negative 16, we can bring this 3 outside. Now upper limit cosine pi cube, by the way, cosine pi is negative 1 cubed minus 0, cosine 0 cubed, cosine 0 is 1 cubed. Okay, minus here, upper limit pi minus 0, just pi. Negative 16 over 3, negative 1 cube is just negative 1 minus 1, so that is negative 2 minus 2 pi, negative negative positive, so 32 thirds, okay, minus 2 pi final.